Today I'm going to be making some fun apple pies, and we're going to start off with my pie dough. So I've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour here, and I'm going to get that right into my food processor. To that, I'm going to be adding in 3/4 of a cup of shortening, and this is all vegetable shortening. So I'll get that right in there. My 1 teaspoon of salt. And then I want to just mix this a little bit. So using the pulse, I just want to pulse. And at this point, I just want to break down all of the fat and have it covered with the flour. Okay, that's good. And then I've got my ice water here, and we're going to need 4 to 8 tablespoons. I usually use 6 or 7, so I'm going to put in quite a few. So there's 1, 5. I'll start off with 6, and then we'll pulse this again. And I'm looking for the dough to gather up into a ball, and it's starting to get there, but it's not quite. So I'll add in another good tablespoon of ice water. And then a little bit more of a pulse. And now you can see it's coming together really, really nicely. And that's it for our dough. I'm going to get a little bit of flour down. Gather it up into a ball. I'm just going to cut this into half because I do want to have 2 discs. And we're going to want to cover these with plastic wrap and then get them into the fridge to chill, because I want all of the glutens that have formed in here to relax. And that's going to enable us to roll this out much nicer later on. We'll get our first disc in there. And I always like to press it down a little bit. And this just enables me to roll out my disc a lot easier when it has chilled. There's 1, and then number 2. Now I use shortening today. You can use all butter. If you watched enough of my videos, you'll see that I use all butter many times. Okay, we'll fold that up, and that is ready to go. So now I'm going to chill these in my fridge for a good hour, and then we'll come back a little later. So once your dough has been chilling in the fridge, you know, for a good half an hour to an hour, mine's been in there a little longer, we are ready to roll it out. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking some apples, I'm going to peel these and chop them up. I also have some regular granulated sugar with a little bit of cinnamon, and that's what we're going to be using to put on the apples once we have them in our actual pastry. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut up the apples and I'll be back in a second. So I have peeled and cubed 4 apples, and to that I'm going to add my nice cinnamon sugar mixture. Just get some of that in there. Grab yourself a fork and just mix that in. And then we're going to get on to rolling out our dough. So I've got my lovely pie dough here. We'll get a little bit of flour down. Just get that onto your work area. And then we're just going to start rolling this out a little bit on the top. And then just start rolling. So just keep rolling this until you're at a thickness that you like for your pies. What I have here is a 5-inch little cake tin, and what I'm going to use, this to cut my rounds. So there's 1. And our last one right in here. I could probably get another 2 of those out of this recipe, but for this video I'm just going to use these 4. So we've got nice rounds here ready to go. So I've got a tray here with a non-stick surface, and I'm just going to place these onto here, and then we're going to fill them. It's good. I'll get that into camera view so you can see it. So grab your apple filling and just get a little bit onto each one. Okay, that looks pretty good. Our next step, I have 1 egg with a tablespoon of water here, and I'm just going to mix this together, and this is going to be for my egg wash. Okay, so I've mixed that up, and then what I'm going to do, just go right around just the edges. This is optional, you don't have to do it. The pastry sticks together pretty well. You could use a little bit of milk if you wished as well, or a little bit of water, or nothing at all. And if you crimp the edges really well, your filling shouldn't come out. But you can do this if you wish. And then just grab your dough and just fold it over. And then just take your fingers and you can just gently push down. I'm going to move that one over a little bit, and then I'm just going to go around and just use my fork and push right down. And then I'm going to go around and just seal it up. That one there I'm going to take out. Okay, that looks good. More egg wash, and get that on to each one. Looks good. I'm going to grab a little bit more of my cinnamon sugar and just get that on the top. Grab a knife, and I'm just going to make a few slits. This is to allow the steam to come out, which is being created mostly by the apples. And there we have it. So I'm going to pop these into my 425 degree oven until they're nice and golden brown. So I'm back, and these look really, really good, and they smell even better. I bake these for a total of 15 minutes in my 425 degree oven. What's really nice about the silicone pad is that you can just lift these right off. You can see how easily these just pop right off the silicone. Really, really nice. Oh, I almost forgot. Let's cut into one and see what it looks like inside. Okay, so let's cut into this. You can see that nice, fluffy, flaky pastry. Really, really nice. Ooh, that looks so good. And let's take a look at our nice apples inside. Oh, really, really good. I gotta take a bite. Oh, that's really, really good. I'm glad I remembered to cut into it. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time.